Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
What's in the box?
Say hello to my little friend!
Go ahead. Make my day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pre-episode of Good Real Hunting. I am the Brett Mansterer, and this is my pal, the boss, Brad. Brad, how are you doing, buddy?
I am doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Just our Altamar getting a big win against Alcoa. Couldn't be more happier.
Woo!
Woo! Yes, sir. So pretty much what we are doing here with this episode 0, before we get to episode 1, is we're just going to get this chance for you all to getting to know me and Brad, and kind of like what to expect from our channel, because we have like a lot of amazing ideas. Brad has come up with some amazing ideas. Brad, do you want to do just like a little sneak peek of a great idea that you have lined up for us?
Ooh, we got so many good ideas, and we're gonna get into that. This whole thing is just kind of a chance for you guys to get to know us, and I got a few ideas. I might tease you guys with a thing here and there, but I think you guys are really gonna like what we have coming up down the road here. So yeah, once we get a little farther into the show, I'm gonna just kind of pepper in a couple things that we've talked about previously, and then we'll go from there. But right now, I just want everybody to know this guy's name is actually Bert. It's not Brett.
He calls me Bert.
No, I think Bert's a good name. It's a pretty good name. But yeah, we have a lot of really exciting things that we want to go. So we'll kind of get into some things, some as far as questions and things that we've had pre-recording. And then we'll kind of explain in detail a few of the ideas we have. We're not gonna let it all out yet.
Yeah, because we gotta make sure y'all tuned in and hit that subscribe button so you know when our episodes release.
Exactly. So, but yes, I definitely want to tell you guys some of the ideas we've talked about here in the intro episode per se. So we'll definitely do that, and I think you guys will get excited. I'm excited to tell you about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we should get started off. What I did on Drum Dumbs' Patreon page, which, trust me, we are going to involve Killer Flicks and Wham's pages as well. We will love your all support. There is him, Brad, representing the Camp Crystal Lake, which that's kind of a little bit of a spoiler of one of the questions I will answer later.
That's where you go to die.
Yeah, do not go to the lake. Let's see here. Okay, the first question is going to go to Jason Nike, which he is a great, have gotten the great chance to get to know him a little bit, and he has just celebrated his 3rd month of doing YouTube. So please go check out his channel. He has been doing an amazing job, and he has taken the great time to help us get started with our channel. So I was wanting to answer his 2 questions. His first question is, what can the viewer expect from our channel? And easily, what you can expect from us is you're always going to get us super hyped and super excited to talk about anything that's all movies. We would like to talk about horror, especially when October is getting closer, but we will do all genres of movies. We'll do action movies, we'll do comedies, we'll do thrillers, and of course, and the one I'm really excited about, and I know Brad is too, we're going to be easily doing a superhero genre, where we will do a whole big thing on Marvel, but we are going to still do some planning on that before we actually get started. And other things we're going to do too is we're going to do some film rankings like top 10s, and we're also going to do film discussions as well, or as in episode 1 we're going to do like an open discussion of just what's going on with the movie world. And again, Brad, do you want to, again, just a little sneak peek of your great idea about film topics?
Of course, yes. So obviously we're both very excited to get started with this. It's something we've been talking about for some time. Reason being, well, we'll get into that, but we just love talking about movies so much. So I think this is a good platform for us to do that and do it freely and just kind of get everything out that we like to talk about. And I think this is it's going to be a phenomenal opportunity to just get out and just we really just want to get out there in the world and talk with you guys, talk with each other, and just make some things happen. I'm really excited about it. It should be known that we're both big horror fans, and that's kind of where this idea came from. Is we watch a lot of YouTube videos already about horror movies, and obviously we're in Killer Flicks, both of us. And I know the old Brett man here, he's big time. He's a big time contributor to that page. So it's just something we love to talk about. But we just love all movies in general. So we're excited to get to the point where we can kind of just talk about them, and we're not going to do anything crazy. We want to keep it casual, at least from what we've talked about together. Is we want to just kind of to go in with a casual discussion, if you will, about all things movies. Really, we just like we want to create. We want it to be kind of natural. We don't want to go too crazy. Now, obviously, right now, we're both getting started. We're gonna increase the production value as time goes on. We got our mics here and everything, but we're gonna get into some really good stuff. I know one thing, a couple things, couple small little tidbits, couple little minuscule things that we've talked about doing here is, for example, one segment we would like to do is like and we haven't named the segment, guys, but it is coming, guys and gals. It is coming. We're gonna do a segment, a rather regular segment, if you will, about just pitching ideas to each other about movies. So one of the ideas we've discussed previously, and we're just kind of spitballing. We got many ideas that we're looking at trying to incorporate into the channel here. But one thing we're wanting to do is a segment to where we'll take a franchise, say Halloween, for example. Okay, just an example. You can do it with any franchise or even a single movie. And we'll say, okay, Halloween 1978 was made. That's the only one that's been made. And we have been asked to pitch an idea for the sequel. Now, that sequel can be at any point. It could be not right after 1978. It could be 1981, just like they did the original sequel. Or it could be, we could set it at any point, essentially, is what I'm getting at. So you can set it in 1978, right after the events of the original Halloween, or you could say, okay, it's been 20 years. We need a sequel to this movie. Pitch us the idea. And we'll just we'll take turns. Like I'll pitch an idea, Brett will pitch an idea, and we'll be like, okay, so maybe we make a sequel that's right after the original, but it's not set in the same night. Maybe it's set a few nights later, maybe the next year or a couple of years or something like that. And we'll just pitch out a whole story of what we would have pitched at the time if the studio came to us and they said, hey, pitch us an idea for the sequel. So I think you could do that. I mean, Halloween, obviously, you could do that. You could do that for anything. You could do that for Terminator. You could do that for freaking. You could do that for Rocky. You could do that for freaking
Friday
anything.
the 13th.
Friday the 13th is a perfect example because that one was totally. Jason wasn't even in the first one really. So you could take that in a completely different direction. So basically, what we're doing, it's basically an alternate reality segment where we're changing the landscape of the franchise or a single movie. I mean, you could come at me with freaking anything. You could freaking.
Oh, I'm trying to get you a good example here.
Happy Gilmore, dude. You could get a freaking sequel.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. You could come in and you could say, he's been playing golf for 3-4 years, winning championship after championship, and then here comes another challenger, and he's like, okay, let's get a sequel for that. Anything. There's no rules. We can set it for anything. So that's one we're really excited about doing. It's just a that's just one of many ideas that we've kind of discussed, but we think that'd be kind of fun to use our creative minds and come up with something that hasn't been really talked about before, and something kind of unique and original that we can at least talk about. And maybe some of those ideas we can flesh out more than others, and I think it'll be a really good time. Um, as
Yeah,
far as
absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry.
sorry, as far as the general feel for the channel is, I think we're not. We both love movies so much that we don't really. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call us movie critics by any means. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we're definitely going to review movies, but we don't want to do the same thing that everybody else is doing, and that's, every time a movie comes out, we review it and go that route. We kind of just want to have more of a discussion about movies and say what we liked, what we didn't like, and in a sense that is a review, but we just want to kind of keep it more casual and just have open discussions about it. Since it's a two-man channel, I think it'd be fun to kind of throw all those ideas out there and just kind of keep it pretty casual, I think. So I think that's
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
yeah.
So, but yeah, Brad said it best. I am so looking forward to that segment. We haven't come up with a name just yet, but again, we are just excited to tackle on that topic, especially when we go after Halloween 2, because we have like amazing ideas on what can be an awesome sequel.
Hey, you know what? We could also jump in. It doesn't have to be the original. We could be like, okay, you got to come up with Halloween 5, or
Oh
Halloween.
yes,
You know what
gosh, we need to come up with Halloween
Yeah.
5.
You could jump in at any point in the franchise. Like, there'll be multiple episodes, so we'll be able to come in. We'll be able to come in, Nightmare 4, for instance, or Halloween 5, freaking Friday 5. We could throw that all in there, or
Exactly.
Terminator 3.
Yes. Oh gosh, I don't even want to get to Terminator 3 right now. You'll grind my gears on that one. But just to move on, because again, I don't want us to like throw all of our ideas like out there. Because again, just know we are so excited, and we're going to treat this as seriously as we can. And again, and Brad can agree, we're not perfect. No one really is perfect, but all we just care about doing is to entertain you and to engage with you. Because again, Brad said it best. We love movies. We could talk about movies pretty much all day long.
We do that.
And I'm just really excited.
Yeah, same.
So, but we're going to get to Jason Dyke's second question real quick, which is, how many videos can the viewer expect every week? And I feel like, as of right now, as we're just trying to get adjusted to everything and just kind of like figure things out, we're just going to take baby steps. We're going to at least try 1 to 2 videos a week. That's the goal. Would you say that's fair?
I think that's totally, totally doable, and totally. I think that's definitely the goal. At least starting out, getting things rolling. We want to make sure we bring something to you guys that you're going to enjoy. So we don't want to just throw stuff out there that is garbage. We want to just throw stuff out there that you guys will be engaged with and enjoy watching.
Yeah, exactly. Like again, and you'll be able to tell. Again, we're not going to be perfect, but you're going to just tell we're going to take really good care with our channel, and again, to produce the best product we can for you. And so our next group of questions is, and I'm going to go ahead and just warn everybody, I am absolutely awful with names. So if I mispronounce your name, or an actor or an actress's name, or a director's name, just forgive me, or in the comments section, make fun of me. That's fine. I'm pretty much used to it. Brad knows I mess up names all the time. And so Matt Fashi, which again, if I mispronounce your name, I am so sorry. Just make fun of me when you can. I just want to make sure I get your 2 questions in on this awesome episode 0 episode.
Hey, how do you spell that? It's Facci?
Yes.
Faci.
Fashi.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I hope that's right too. I really do, because again, I take names very seriously, because people at my job mispronounce my name all the time, and it makes me so mad. So his questions he wants to know is, what inspired us to get our channel started? And we pretty much tackled a little bit this already. It's just we talk about movies like a lot, or as Sean Chandler says, way too much, which he is one of the big inspirations to our channels too, which other people, just for me, Drum Dum's huge inspiration to get this channel started. Like, he's the very first YouTuber I actually subscribed. Others are Wham with Mike and Jay. Cody Leach is really good. And I'm about to mention one of Brad's all-time favorites, Dave McCrae. And I actually said this in a YouTuber's recent live stream. Chris Snyder, he has been doing incredible work, and I do got a question for him that we are going to answer that I'm especially looking forward to. But just again, a shout out to him. He's been doing a lot of great work, so please subscribe to him and support his channel. And yeah, again, what inspires us, like the story of this is, me and Brad play a lot of Call of Duty, and just when we get like a little bored to the game, we just talk about movies and movie ideas and just all that, and we just lose focus. Like an hour, 2 hours go by, and we just barely play the game. But like even at one point, we even stopped playing. Like we put down the. Oh, you gone?
I'm here.
There you go. Okay. But yeah, we just quit playing Xbox for the longest of time, just to talk about movies. And we just decided, you know what? Instead of just letting Xbox like hear this, let's just put this on YouTube. Let's have fun with it. And that's just, again, the inspiration of this channel. And I'm super excited. Brad, do you want to include anything on that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the main motivation we've had is the fact that we usually have the headset on, we're playing games, and we're just talking nonstop, what we watched this week and what we liked, what we didn't like, and just different ideas. So I think we wanted to just kind of translate that over to YouTube so we could kind of just have some place to go talk about it and engage with other people who also like to talk about it, more or less. So I think that's pretty much it. We've been on the YouTube as viewers for the longest time. Pretty much with everybody he just mentioned, we're both big fans, and we just wanted to kind of get out there and get engaged with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to go ahead and answer question number 2 of Matt's is, what is our favorite horror franchise? Brad, I'll let you start first.
Well, mine, as far as franchises go, mine is Halloween for sure. I like them all. I don't. There's none that I really dislike, honestly. But Halloween's my favorite, just because I think there was a lot of heart and integrity that went into it. At least the original one, and it has its downs for sure. But I have fun each and every time I watch a Halloween movie. Even the worst ones, I can watch them. I watch them all pretty much every October. So I think that's my go-to for sure. Without question, I think.
All right, that's awesome. Like, I feel the same way for the Halloween franchise, but with the Friday the 13th franchise, because that's actually the first big 3 that actually you introduced me to with that franchise. And I just instantly fell in love with the Jason Voorhees character. His kills are super creative, and I can actually say this along with my second favorite franchise is you can always have a great time with any movie, no matter how bad it is. You can at least have a great time with it.
100%. They're always fun. Yeah, it's always a good time to watch them.
Yeah,
they go by like that.
Oh yeah, exactly. There's 11 of them, but you can easily just lose time with them. And pretty much that's my favorite, the big 3. My all-time favorite though, and what actually got me to the horror genre is the Scream franchise, because I'm telling you, even the third one is good. It's not great, but it's good. The other 3, just in my opinion, are just great. And I could play them at any time, and I can almost just quote it word for word. And I just super enjoyed it. And I'm actually so excited for Scream 5, which, trust me, you're going to hear us talk about Scream 5 in episode 1.
Hey, let me ask you something while we're on that topic.
Yeah, go right ahead.
What do you think about the Leprechaun franchise as a staple in the industry?
Are we talking about the original Leprechaun, or are we talking about the Leprechaun with Hornswoggle and that Leprechaun Origins?
Well, you got to talk about them all. If you're asking about the Halloween franchise, that includes the remakes, right? So We're
Yeah,
talking.
that's fair.
We're talking about Leprechaun, dude. When he goes to the hood, when he goes to space, when he goes to where else did he go? He went somewhere else too. He went.
Didn't he go to the
He
hood
went to
twice?
Vegas. He went to the hood twice, and he went to Vegas once.
Okay, I'm about to pretty much just not probably going to be popular on this one, but I've only seen the original Leprechaun just barely, and that
I'm a
very
leprechaun.
terrible. Yes, I'm telling you, you can do a drinking game with that Leprechaun movie. Every time he says, "I'm a leprechaun," and me what me gold. Like, I'm telling you, if you want a good drinking game, that's your drinking game. But I am planning on watching all of the Leprechaun movies, and I'm sure we're going to be doing an episode just based off Leprechaun, especially if we can get it in March. That would be the perfect time to do it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
I've watched them once. I don't really intend on watching them again, but I will do it if I need to do it.
Yeah, trust me. If I have to do it, you're going to have to do it. That's going to have to be a rule.
All right, you got it. You got it,
So,
pal. We'll watch them. We'll watch some Leprechaun.
yeah, so Matt, those are great questions. And again, follow him. He also has a YouTube channel too. He does a lot of great work. So easily give him a follow. And I know he's got a lot of great content. So, all right. The next question is from a Drum Dumb's Patreon. And again, if I mispronounce your name, I am so sorry. Is Coronavir Cooner, and he wants to know what kind of westerns do you like? Brad, I'm going to let you tackle this question because I have barely seen any westerns, and I know you've actually seen a western not that long ago. Any comments on that?
Absolutely. Okay, so my favorite is I mean, my favorite's obviously Tombstone, but you got to throw in um I grew up with Young Guns and Young Guns 2. Bon Jovi was a big part of the second one. He was not as an actor, but he did the music and everything, and he might have made a cameo if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've seen it, but so those are my favorites. I've actually kind of been wanting to get into the Western scene here recently, and I actually picked up a bunch of classics, i.e., freaking 310 to Yuma. I have not seen that yet, but that's one that's I've been meaning to watch here very, very soon. And I really like the neo-Western genre, like Hell or High Water. I watched that here recently, and I thought that was a freaking masterpiece, man. I thought that was awesome. You got freaking Jeff Bridges in the air just tearing it up like always, and I liked what's the one? True Grit with and now again, I know I messed up. I have not seen the original True Grit yet, but I've seen the remake with Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon. I thought that was phenomenal as well. And I actually just picked up all the Clint Eastwood classics, freaking Good, Bad, and the
Yeah, I was getting
Ugly.
ready to
Yes,
actually
yes,
mention
yes.
Clint Eastwood. If I'm going to get into it, that would be the actor that will draw me in. So,
Yeah.
which one would you recommend me watching,
I mean,
and the viewers too?
the first thing is obviously if you haven't seen Tombstone, I think you definitely need to watch that because that's got freaking Kurt Russell and one of my favorite fellas, my boy Bill Paxton, who's a legend of the game, if you ask me.
Yes.
So you need to definitely check that out. That one's gonna be awesome, and I mean, Young Guns too, man. I think that's pretty awesome. That's the one to me that's, and again, it's got kind of a nostalgia effect for me because I watched it a lot as a kid. But that and the second one, they're both phenomenal flicks. And again, if you want to throw a little horror into it, I can throw freaking Bone Tomahawk out there. Kurt Russell comes back to the West, and I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but I mean, it's pretty freaky deaky. It's pretty
Freaky
awesome.
Deaky.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to remember that. Freaky Deaky. That can be a good segment idea.
yeah, you definitely want to do some freaking Bone Tomahawk. It's pretty awesome for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hills Have Eyes is out in the West too.
Yeah, it really is. And I actually just watched those remakes as well.
Dude, they're pretty
The
good.
Hills Have Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not bad. Like again, like I could just talk about it, but again, this is episode 0, so we're going to have a episode. I would think later down the line where we talk about the whole the Hills Have Eyes franchise, and we might even do a versus battle where the originals versus the remakes.
What are we going to call the versus segments when we have old debates?
We could be maybe calling it like Clash of Horrors or just depending on the movie genre.
Yeah, well, what about the slash it out segment we talked about?
Oh, slashing it out. Oh man, I'm looking forward to that. You're all gonna love slash it out. Which do you want to go into just again little detail on what slash it out is?
You could throw a little teaser out there.
A little teaser out
Yeah.
there. And Lee actually did this with his live stream, like I would say, like a couple of weeks back, where he had a big. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers, and what he did is pretty much like they duked it out and like go ahead with movies with actors and just like their abilities and all that. What we'll kind of be doing some of the similar things too, but we're not really going to say like which movie's better between the two. We're just going to say which character between the two. That's what be our main focus.
And
like,
yeah, sorry,
Oh,
I think we could also do sequel versus sequel and things like that too. That might be a different segment, but we'll get to that. But we'll definitely debate some differences of opinion within the different franchises.
yeah,
Sure.
and just again, just a little sneak peek idea as well is we'll actually spend an entire episode of defeat of like us trying our very best to defend a bad movie, like Jason Goes to Hell. People, oh my gosh,
It's a good movie.
shit on Jason Goes to Hell,
It's a good flick.
which I could actually defend it a little bit, but I easily put it at the bottom of my Friday the 13th ranking.
It's one of my favorites.
No, it's not.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, I was about to cancel this channel right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be the quickest movie channel in the history of movie channels right there. But we're going to go to Cooner's second question. And his question is, and he's got a lot of movies suggested, so I'm just going to mention just a couple of them. But what are your thoughts on Gladiator, Troy, Spartacus, Alexander, The Last Samurai? What are your opinions, or if there's like a particular one you want to go after, go right ahead.
My favorite's gonna be Gladiator. Of those, well, that's not fair. A lot of those I haven't seen in a long time. But Gladiator I have watched within the last few months, and I really dug it. I thought obviously it's got Joaquin in there, and that just makes it. He's pitch perfect villain, and I thought it had a pretty good engaging story. The rest of them, I mean, I honestly need to rewatch them before I can attest to it, but they're all very solid flicks, very good, and they all have good performances, good actors, and everything like that in them. So they're all a good time.
Yeah, and they will be sure to entertain you. Or you're not entertained. So, but the one I really want to tackle at, because I really want to tackle Gladiator, which again, hate on me in the comments. I have not seen Gladiator, but it's really, really high on my list of watching Gladiator. I hear nothing but absolutely awesome things about that movie. But the one I really want to tackle is Troy. To me, Troy gets forgotten a lot. It has Brad Pitt, it has Orlando Bloom, and it's just such a great story. It's actually one of my personal favorite stories in mythology, is to learn about that Trojan War and about how the whores and their battle styles and everything in the story about Achilles, which I feel like Brad Pitt did an awesome job as Achilles in that movie.
Yeah, it was good, and that's one I have not seen. I probably have not seen it since it came out. At least
I've been meaning to rewatch it myself, because like I forgot about that movie, and I just like God,
I know.
Why haven't you forget about that movie?
The same thing. The Last Samurai actually I've not even seen either, and I have it on my list. We have a little list up here that we're trying to knock through, and Last Samurai is one I've actually picked up here pretty recently, and it's one I'm really excited to watch, but I haven't seen it. But I do appreciate the recommendation, and I can't wait to tackle it. And as soon as I do, I'll let you know the thoughts after I give it a watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Cooner, again, I appreciate it. And if I messed up your name, I really do apologize. I do not do it intentionally. I do my very best to try and pronounce everybody's name correctly. So, I got two more questions from one YouTuber, which I mentioned him earlier. His name is Chris Snyder. He has also done great things for me or for our channel, and to be sure we get rolling. And I want to be sure I give him a shout out again. Please subscribe him. He's been doing a lot of great work. And his question is, if you can see a versus movie of any character in horror, what would it be and why?
In horror.
Yeah, and horror. So I'll go ahead and go first on mine. I would choose Michael Myers versus Freddy Krueger. And I would think that would be a great matchup. Like I wouldn't know how they would necessarily like get together like to fight, but I can only imagine what the fight scene would be like when Michael enters the dream world to fight Freddy. Because again, Freddy fights people with fear. So it would be really interesting to see how he can fight somebody or the shape when he absolutely fears nothing. So, and just to see Freddy freak out on that or what his strategy would be to fight such a devil.
I got one. I got one.
Go right ahead.
It has to be one character.
Like if you want to do a triple threat, I wouldn't see why not.
Well, I just wanted to. Okay, I'll answer this twice. The first one being, it's not so much of a character as it is a family, and it would be the Firefly family from Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses, Three from Hell.
Oh, against who?
The Texas Chainsaw family, the freaking.
Yes.
There's two different, the Sawyer and the Hewitt family. You could do either one; it doesn't matter. But I would freaking love to see their personalities. Freaking just they go so well together. I mean. Devil's Rejects essentially is a Texas Chainsaw film minus freaking Leatherface, obviously. But
I could agree with that.
I would love to see freaking Otis Driftwood go up against freaking the younger fella there in the original Texas Chainsaw flick, or even if you want to go against the freaking the sheriff from the remake. God, man, that would be freaking. That would be awesome. I think that would provide many good segments, great entertainment. I
would like to see Mrs. Zombie interact against Leatherface.
Yeah, that would be highly entertaining. Leatherface and that I think there's obviously a lot of motivation that Zombie pulled from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to make those. I think so. I think that would be pretty awesome. And I think they're both in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that would be pretty sweet to see. You could logistically, with them being in the same location, they could the families could totally run into each other. Maybe get Devil's Rejects. They're on the run and they run into the freaking Hewitt family or Sawyer family, whatever you want to call them. I think that'd be pretty sweet. But if I had to pick one character versus another, it would probably be Leatherface and Jason, just because their styles are freaking so similar. I have a hard time putting Jason against Michael because Michael's more of a stalker and Jason's more brute force. And
right.
And I thought Freddy versus Jason was a phenomenal thing, but I think I would really love to see freaking Leatherface and Jason duke it out. I think they would have a heck of a freaking battle.
Oh, man, and Jason would have to worry about water, too, because they're in Texas where it's so damn hot that the water evaporates. So.
How you get him to Texas, I don't know. Maybe you could get him on a boat again, and he can just freaking travel around and get up through the freaking rivers. I don't know, but either way, I think that would...
If Jason could get to Elm Street, and if he could get to Elm Street, he can legitimately get to anywhere. Like
he's
Jason
been to Elm Street, he's been to New York, he's been to freaking, he's been to space. So I mean, surely we can get him out to Texas. And I think
if he went to space, he can you could literally make a movie of him anywhere.
Absolutely,
no reason.
Absolutely.
So that was Chris Snyder's awesome question. Again, great question. We could actually just do an episode all on that by itself with a lot more detail. But that's further down the line. I'm going to throw out a quick question real quick, and Brad's going to throw out a question too before we wrap this episode 0 up, so y'all can go to the next one of episode 1. And my question is, what are some of your favorite hobbies? Brad, I'll let you go first.
So I like to get out on the lakes and stuff like that, do a little fishing, do a little kayaking, do a little boating, just, anything out on the water I'm happy with as far as being outdoors and stuff. And, I like to work out too. spend some time doing that. That's kind of a thing I enjoy doing. Yeah, camping's fun, hiking's fun, all that stuff. I like being outdoors and getting fresh air, especially COVID and all that. It's just nice to get
Yeah.
outside and have a good time. And obviously, freaking watching movies and playing video games too, man. That's a part of my routine.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And that's part of my routine too. Is I love to play Xbox, which there hasn't been really a game for a while. Like I've been Call of Duty'd out until the Cold War comes out, and of course we'll be playing that like crazy.
Oh, show.
And then one of the big things too, I am a huge, and Brad, you have a little bit experience this yourself. I am a huge wrestling fan. So WWE and AEW, absolutely love it. I have been a wrestling fan for almost 22 years, or pretty much 22 years. And some of my favorite wrestlers of all time, such as you'll get to know me. CM Punk is my all-time favorite wrestler. Just on his famous pipe bomb he laid on Raw in Las Vegas in 2011 just changed the game, not only in his career, but for independent wrestler as well to get into the business and succeed in WWE. Another one I feel like was a game changer too, and one of my personal favorites is Trish Stratus. Gosh almighty, gotta have that Stratusfaction, Yes. Oh man, but no, she didn't start out like to know in wrestling, but she cared about the business so much, and she just worked at it, and that's why she's a Hall of Famer and a legend, just because of how much she cared about the business. So those are just my two favorite wrestlers.
They're solid, very
Yeah,
solid.
absolutely. And Brad, do you want to throw out a question real quick?
Absolutely. What? Oh God, let's go out there and on a limb and say, what's your favorite freaking? What's your go-to on a night when you're like, oh man, I don't have any food in the fridge. I got to get some food. What would you go out and eat?
So if I had to like pick something right then and there, I realize I got nothing in my fridge.
Yeah, and you're hungry, dude. You're freaking starving. Haven't ate since freaking 9 a.m.
Okay. Is it like a particular day?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. I actually appreciate you mentioning Wednesday because that is Chick-fil-A Wednesday for me. Chick-fil-A is my all-time it's my favorite fast food, dude.
All right.
How can you go wrong with the nuggets and a delicious chicken sandwich?
Absolutely. That's the perfect combo.
Oh, absolutely. What would be your go-to?
Mine's going to always be freaking Mexican, man. I like a good hibachi, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's tried and true. It's freaking Mexican all day, every day with a good freaking margarita and some chips and salsa and a couple those damn enchiladas.
The damn
Uh,
enchiladas.
some something like that. I think Mexican's the go-to for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I do not blame you. I can kill Mexican food any day of the week.
Fajitas.
Fajitas. But man, guys, if you're still with us, we appreciate you. Episode 0 again. We just want you to get to know us a little bit better, and again, what you can expect from our channel. And we're going to do our absolute best, not just like entertain us. We can entertain us super easily, but we're just going to entertain you. And just if you had a bad day and just need to sit back and relax and just get in a good mood, you could just come to our channel, just hang out with us. We will easily interact with you. And Brad, do you want to tell the viewers what are they going to expect in episode 1?
Episode 1 is going to be the prologue. It's going to be essentially what it's going to be is we're going to talk about what we would want to do. It's not going to be anything specific, anything too fancy or anything, but we're going to talk about what we would like to see in the upcoming Scream 5, which just announced that Nev Campbell's coming back. So
Hallelujah.
we're gonna talk about that, and it should be a good time. And again, we're excited to get started. So we're gonna go in there, guns blazing. We're just gonna talk about it. And we're gonna have a good time. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
All right, man. Well, this will conclude episode 0. So be sure to leave a like, leave a comment. We will be very interactive with those comments, and if you want to subscribe, we would love for you to be a part of our journey. And so this wraps it up, and go to episode 1.
Appreciate it.
See you. Hey, see
been
you later,
fun.
guys.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Hasta la vista, baby.
In case I don't see ya.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.